Welcome back to Auto Big 4, the place where passion meets horsepower, where we go beyond the surface to bring you the real story behind the world's most exciting cars and SUVs. Today, we've got something fresh, bold, and ready to shake up the SUV market. It's not from one of the usual giants you might expect. Instead, it comes from a brand that's been quietly building its presence, refining its craft, and now stepping into the spotlight with a model that promises to be a game changer. Meet the 2026 JETOUR T1 SUV, bold, refined, and ready for adventure. Over the next deep dive, we're going to explore every inch of this machine, the design that turns heads, the engineering that promises both performance and capability, the tech that keeps you connected, the comfort that keeps you smiling, and of course, the price that might just make you raise your eyebrows in the best way possible. So grab a coffee, settle in, because by the time we're done, you might be looking at your next SUV. Let's start with where this vehicle comes from. JETOUR is part of the Chery automobile family, a name that might not have the same decades-old recognition in the US as Toyota or Ford, but one that's been making serious moves in global markets. Over the past few years, JETOUR has been gaining traction in Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Europe, positioning itself as a brand that blends affordability with modern style and technology. With the T1, they're aiming higher, literally and figuratively, creating a mid-size SUV that competes with the likes of the Ford Bronco, Jeep Wrangler, Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, and even the Land Rover Defender. When you first lay eyes on the 2026 T1, you immediately sense its purpose. This isn't a generic, soft-edged crossover trying to play it safe. It's a machine with presence. The body lines are bold and squared off, giving it a muscular profile that says adventure is in its DNA. The front end is a statement piece, a massive grille with a unique mesh pattern, flanked by slim, high-intensity LED headlamps that stretch into the fenders. The hood has just the right amount of sculpting to give it a performance-oriented feel without being over-styled. Down the sides, you'll notice chunky black cladding around the wheel arches, adding to that rugged off-road aesthetic, while the rear is clean and modern with a full-width LED light strip, a tailgate-mounted spare tire on certain trims, and a bumper that's ready to take a few hits on the trail. Under the skin, the T1 comes with some serious hardware. The base engine is a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4 producing roughly 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. For those who want more punch, there's a 2.5-liter turbo hybrid setup pushing closer to 320 horsepower and delivering improved low-end torque, making it ideal for towing or powering through sand, mud, and steep inclines. The all-wheel drive system is advanced, with multiple terrain modes including snow, sand, rock, and mud. Locking differentials, hill descent control, and a generous 10.6 inches of ground clearance make it more than a match for most off-road conditions. Inside, the T1 is where things get really interesting. While the exterior shouts capability, the interior whispers refinement. The cabin greets you with a sweeping digital display that merges the driver's gauge cluster and infotainment system into one continuous panel. The graphics are crisp, the interface is intuitive, and yes, it supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The center console is wide and substantial, with a mix of soft touch materials, metallic accents, and clever storage compartments. Seats are supportive and available in premium leather with heating, ventilation, and memory functions up front. The rear seats are spacious, offering generous legroom and a reclining feature for long trips. A panoramic glass roof stretches almost the entire length of the cabin, bathing everything in natural light and making the space feel even larger. Tech lovers will appreciate the integrated 360-degree camera system, voice command capabilities, wireless phone charging, and a premium 12-speaker sound system. Off-roaders will love the dedicated off-road camera mode, which provides a forward-facing underbody view so you can see exactly what's under your wheels when the terrain gets tricky. Safety tech is also abundant: adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, and rear cross-traffic alert come standard. Higher trims even add a semi-autonomous driving mode for highway cruising. Performance on the road is smooth and confident. The steering is well weighted, making it easy to maneuver in the city but stable at highway speeds. The suspension tuning strikes a balance: say it's firm enough to feel composed on winding roads but soft enough to soak up potholes and rough pavement. Noise insulation is impressive, keeping wind and road noise low even at higher speeds. Take it off-road, and the T1 feels sure-footed, with the powertrain and traction systems working seamlessly to keep you moving. Now, let's talk about price, because this is where JETOUR really disrupts the game. The base 2026 JETOUR T1 is expected to start around $34,000 in the US market. That gets you the turbo 2.0-liter engine, rear-wheel drive, and a well-equipped interior with the big digital screen, safety tech, and modern design. Step up to the mid-tier all-wheel drive trim with more tech and comfort features, and you're looking at around $38,000 to $42,000. The fully loaded hybrid with all the bells and whistles, leather, panoramic roof, advanced off-road package, premium audio, is projected to top out just under $48,000. When you compare that to a similarly equipped Ford Bronco or Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, you're talking about a difference of several $1,000s in your pocket. JETOUR's approach with the T1 is clear: give buyers a real adventure-ready SUV with premium touches and advanced tech, but at a price that feels almost too good to be true. Of course, the brand will have to work hard to earn the trust of American buyers, especially when competing against names with decades of heritage. But vehicles like the T1 are exactly how you do it: you over-deliver. The real test will be in how it holds up over years of ownership, but based on early impressions, the build quality feels solid, the materials feel premium, and the engineering seems well thought out. This is not a rushed product, it's the result of careful design and a clear vision. If you're the kind of driver who loves the idea of weekend camping trips, road trips through mountain passes, or just having the peace of mind that you can tackle bad weather without a second thought, the T1 makes a compelling case. Think about it: you could be sitting behind the wheel of something that looks like it belongs in a glossy adventure magazine, that has the power to tow your boat to the lake, that has the comfort to take your family on a cross-country drive, and that's smart enough to park itself in a tight city space. And you could have it without signing your life away on a massive car payment. That's the story of the 2026 JETOUR T1, bold enough to take on the wild, refined enough to handle daily life, and priced to make you think twice about going with the usual suspects. If JETOUR can deliver on the promises they've made with this SUV, it could very well be one of the smartest buys in the segment. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more first looks, detailed reviews, and comparisons of the hottest vehicles hitting the market, make sure to like, subscribe to Auto Big 4, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a ride. We've got a lot more coming, and trust me, you're going to want to be along for the journey.